Welcome to Six Figs. I'm Kyle, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Definity's internet computer, everything from the news to the charts. And I do think that we're about to see crazy explosive growth happen in price and in the ecosystem. But here is a chart that I dropped 8 months ago. I was telling you guys, watch this. Here is a cup and handle. I got called crazy by some people, but we are starting to see ICP really start to run its way up to this $20, $21 level. And I do think that we're going to see $80 to $100 going on later down the road. We're also going to talk about EXE and Bob as well. So that's why you guys got to hit me up on X, because I'm always dropping these little nuggets 8 months in advance of what's happening. Now, for the explosive ecosystem growth, Caffeine AI, folks, is going to absolutely, without a doubt in my mind, create millionaires. Not overnight, possibly, but I do think that we are going to see one of the biggest application development booms that we have ever seen and probably will ever see for years and years and years to come. Possibly decades. I do think that this is going to be a catalyst that really drives ICP potentially into the top 5 or 10 projects out of the entire cryptoverse. What is Caffeine AI? Basically, it allows anybody that has a pulse and access to the internet to develop Web3 applications on the internet computer. Definity has done something brilliant, and they have basically put every other blockchain in checkmate. This application basically allows users to now write software with the help of AI and actually deploy it on the ICP blockchain. This is going to be insane. We are going to see a lot of building. There are a lot of starving degens and people that just want to build stuff. Don't have access to capital to pay developers. They don't know how to develop. They don't know how any of this stuff works, but they're creative and they've got ideas. This is going to help them really bring their stuff to market. And we're going to see an absolute grand entrance from a lot of people in the cryptoverse coming to ICP. Andrew goes on to say, wait a minute, that's actually Dominic W's GitHub account. Now, what's he talking about here? He's talking about Bob.fund, which stands for Blockchain on Blockchain. And this is basically a blockchain built on the internet computer. You burn ICP and you can run miners. This allows people to mine blocks of Bob and get rewards, just like Bitcoin. It's Bitcoin's consensus with Dogecoin's utility. But now people are starting to speculate that the one and only Dominic Williams is behind this. Now, I've sat down one-on-one with Dominic Williams for hours and just talked about crypto with him when I was in Switzerland, just having coffee and things like that. It was absolutely brilliant just to pick his mind. And so it doesn't surprise me that he is behind Bob or even Caffeine AI. Definity is behind Caffeine AI. I don't know if I mentioned that. Moving on, KongSwap, folks, is absolutely killing it. Absolutely killing it. Congrats to everyone who was a part of the SNS launch. I put a bunch of cash, bunch of ICP into the KongSwap SNS as well. This is one of the best swaps to use on the internet computer, simply because it's fast, it's cheap, and it doesn't break down. It's not clunky. It doesn't fail. So without fail, use KongSwap, folks. Follow these guys on X at KongSwap. I am an advisor for KongSwap, folks, but they have some crazy stuff cooking behind the scenes that I'm privileged to knowing about that I can't talk about. But it's coming to market soon, and I can promise you guys it's unlike anything ever coming, anything ever existing on the IC at this point in time. Also, I'm a little bit sick, so forgive my hoarse voice. Crypto markets are full of green, and we are seeing a lot of volatility, at least within the last 24 hours. But things are on the up and up for the most part. As far as ICP is concerned, I'm going to stick with my call that I made 8 months ago. And at a high level, I do think that we are gearing up to see ICP come up and seal the deal at about $20 to $21. But I do think that once we get up to this neck of the woods, I think we're going to see something like this occur. We'll probably see ICP do one of these things. And then what we'll need to see is this 50 moving average come straight like this. This 200 will come like that. And we'll need to see price action kind of wiggle its way into a bull flag, bull pennant, or some sort of ascending triangle like this. Okay, so I think that is going to be the launch pad that propels ICP forward. And I think that this spring is going to be super, super bullish for ICP. This is my prediction to what will possibly happen. And we could see something like this occur where we launch earlier or later. But I do think that this ascending triangle is going to play a big part in this. I don't think that we're just going to go straight up like this. I hope I'm wrong, but I would like a nice platform or a base around these support and resistant levels right in here. So if we can build up some nice support, that'll support the price as we go higher. Now, why am I saying $80 to $100? Well, here's what I'm thinking. Now, when you measure out cup and handles, a lot of times traders will measure them out from the brim of the cup down to the bottom of the cup, and you can kind of get 2 points. So you can post this trend line, this measurement, from the bottom of the handle and measure up, and you can see $40 somewhere in there. That might be on the very low end, but on the very high end, you can easily see this thing runs up to about $150. I don't think that this thing's going to just go straight up like I said. This is going to be, over time, we're going to see something like this occur, possibly. But without further ado, we need to wait. Speaking of waiting, I think EXE's got a little bit more waiting to do. But what I'm seeing here with EXE is absolutely amazing. EXE, folks, Windows 98 is an application, basically a desktop where you can organize all your applications, easy to access all your stuff you want to mess with on the IC. So they have built a great usable product that's in demand. I use this from time to time. But with that said, you can see how price action has formed very nice inverse head and shoulders. And you can also see how there might be some sort of an ascending triangle that is forming. And once this thing executes, guys, it could be getting ready to execute any time now. But excuse me. Like I said, I'm sick. But I do think that, we might be gearing up to see this thing start running. If you see it trading above 93, 94 cents, and you see this thing like at $1 plus, it means that this ascending triangle has probably broken out, or price action has broken out of this ascending triangle. Follow me on X, and that's why, I'll post stuff about this chart there as well. Bob, folks, I think Bob is in an interesting position right now. Now that there's speculation that Dominic Williams is the one behind it, right out of the gates, nobody really knew who created it. It was tough to, understand like the person's intentions or if they were reputable or not. But I think that we could be gearing up to see Bob really start taking off as well. And I do think that at the price of 41 cents, it's a halfway decent deal, considering the fact that we could be seeing a Fibonacci sliver occur. We could be seeing Bob set to gear up to make a cup and handle, kind of like what we saw with the ICP charts. For example, you guys can kind of see here, there is a very nice cup that is right here. And we could be gearing up to see this same style cup basically come, onto the charts. And I do think that if this thing does break down and goes down to like 32 cents-ish, we are going to see a nasty reversal to the upside, 100%. I do think that we could target the $2.34 area, somewhere in that neighborhood. So I do think that Bob is a really good buy here, even at the 43-cent level down to the 32-cent level. You know, I do think that this thing could start ripping off to see some higher numbers. Love you guys all. Sorry, I'm very sick, and I just wanted to hop in and say hi. Let me know in the comments if you're holding ICP, Kong Swap, EXE, if you're holding Bob. I want to know what you guys are holding, so that way I can make some of these videos, especially going into the bull market. So we'll see you guys on the next one.